Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Mongoose with Master Chief from the Halo line from Wicked Cool Toys. Now these are 1/18th scale, so 4-inch figures. You can see it says World of Halo scale. That's what they're talking about there. Master Chief is a little bit taller than 4 inches, but it's because he's in scale with the rest of the universe for Halo. But yeah, this is a new price point. Well, it's a new price point for vehicles. Previously, the only vehicle we had seen was the Warthog, which was I think a $29.99 price point, and these sets are $19.99. There's also a Ghost with an Elite that we'll take a look at a little bit later on. But yeah, this is $19.99. I have seen these at Walmart. I got this one on Amazon, so if you're looking for these, those would be the first two places that I would check. But they should be starting to show up at Targets as well. But yeah, pretty neat. I'm pretty excited. Now, by this point, if you've been collecting this line, you probably already have Master Chief. So this is probably third or fourth. I think this is my fourth or fifth Master Chief at this point. It would have been nice to give us, you know, maybe a different Spartan or different color scheme for Master Chief or something. But I get it. He's the iconic character, and if they're getting people to buy these, you know, they want to make sure there's a lot of ways to get a Master Chief. But in any case, I think the vehicle looks pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, technically the $19.99 price point has been used before for a 2-pack of figures. But this is obviously a figure in a vehicle. Now, I believe there's not going to be any of the plastic bases inside because they're kind of cutting back. He only comes with one accessory. So to kind of fit into that $19.99 price point, because the vehicle is larger than a figure, they're scaling back on the accessories to kind of make it work. So packaging, very basic, pretty much what we're used to for Halo. It's really just this green packaging. It's very bare bones, very sparse. And on the back we have that same picture of Master Chief just jogging on into the fight. Not really much going on with the packaging. I guess it saves cost for them, but it is kind of boring. It would be fun to see on the back other things that are coming up or other things that are being released. I would assume this is the beginning of Wave 2. I haven't seen any kind of Wave 2 figures. All I've seen for Wave 2 are these two new vehicle packs, this one and the Ghost. So I'm assuming more Wave 2 stuff is coming. This is just all I've seen so far. Only time will tell. But yeah, I wish there was something on the packaging to show us other things that are coming. You know, that's always been kind of a tried and true advertising method for various toy lines over the years. You know, put something on the back to showcase other figures that are available to get, you know, people interested and excited. But not here. It's just that same picture of Master Chief all the time. In any case, let's go ahead. Let's get these guys out of the box and we'll take a closer look. So here they are out of the packaging. The Master Chief figure, I'm pretty sure, is exactly the same as the one that came with the Warthog and the one that came in the 3-pack with the 2 Marines that was an Amazon exclusive. Except for the fact that he comes with this rocket launcher, which I think looks pretty good. Let me put him to the side and we'll take a close-up look at this. It's nicely detailed. You can see it's a mixture of gray and black plastic. I don't think anything is painted, although I could be wrong. I think it's just molded. Maybe this little bit of gray down here is painted, actually. Otherwise, I think it's just 2 different plastic pieces kind of pushed into one another. But it still looks good. Nice design. Now, I'm honestly not sure if he's supposed to hold it here or here, but I tried to put his hand on this holster right here, or handle, trigger, whatever you want to call it, and I couldn't really get it to happen. So I just have him hold it by this one on the outside because that actually works. And you can just kind of rest it on his shoulder and it looks pretty good. The other thing I really like about it, it does have the peg, so you can go ahead and mount it on his back. So just like in the game, he can run around and have a weapon stored on his back while he's using another one. That's something about this line that I really appreciate, because with the 6-inch figures, only a handful of the accessories can actually mount on the back, but just about every single one of them in this line can, which is pretty cool. The Marine weapons, anyway. Covenant weapons are a different story, but very, very cool. So just for a quick comparison, here is the Master Chief that came in the 3-pack with the Marines, and it's identical to the one that came with the Warthog as well. So you can see even the scoring, all the same. The only one that's been different so far, the one that came in the 2-pack with the Chieftain, you can see he actually has different scoring on his armor. You can see he's got like black spots from, I guess, weapons damage. He's the only one that's been different so far. Otherwise, they've all been... So I have 3 of this one and I have 1 of this one. So this is the one that seems to be the most prevalent for whatever reason. I'm not really sure. Articulation wise, head is on, this one's kind of a loose ball joint. I think it's a hinge and a ball joint, but you can certainly do side to side, up and down. I don't think it really rocks side to side all that much, but you have a hinge here in the shoulder, obviously a swivel as well. You have a hinge and swivel in the elbow there, and then the wrist has a swivel as well as a rotation. The torso kind of moves around a little bit, but doesn't really go side to side all that much, which is kind of weird. It's a ball joint, but he can't really, like when I try to move him side to side, it gets really tight and kind of locks up, but it can kind of rotate around like that, which is weird. Hip, you can kick to the front. Can't really kick to the back, but you can kind of kick out to the side. You do have a thigh swivel as well. You have a double jointed knee, as you can see there. And then you have a kind of tilt front to back, and then a swivel on the side for the ankle. So for a 4-inch figure, or a 1/18 scale figure, I should say, really, really nice amount of articulation. And the paint detailing looks fantastic. He really looks good. The kind of chrome on the visor, I think, looks amazing. These are really nice figures. They're really, really nice figures. And I love the fact that you can peg these weapons onto the back. That's a big deal for me. It's a stupid little thing, but it really makes a big deal for me. I absolutely love it. So the Mongoose looks pretty good. Fairly simplistic. Rolls very well. You can actually move the wheels down if you like more of a kind of angled look. Still rolls very well. Nice solid tires. They're not quite rubber, but they're not quite hard plastic either. They have kind of a rubbery consistency. It's hard to describe, but they look good. So let's see, I was say the controls don't really move all that much, but let's go ahead and grab Master Chief and try to sit him. So he fits on here pretty easily. I mean, I just kind of threw him on there. If you want to play with it to make him look like he's sitting down more, you can. You can also sit someone back here. So if you want him to, let's take this off of his back, have him sit here. Now you can see that there are pegs. So if you want to peg his feet down over here, we can try to get this going. Let's see. There we go. Peg him in. Where is the peg hole? There we go. So again, it's a little unnatural, obviously. I have to play with the double jointed knees here. There we go. That actually looks really good. And then you can have him on the back using the rocket launcher while someone else drives. So let's see, we'll have him on the back, and I will bring in another Spartan to drive for us. Now, of course, this figure is not included. This was a separate retail release. Kind of tight knee joints there on me. But in any case, just to get this going. So there you go. You can have someone drive, someone ride on the back. I think that's pretty cool. For a smaller vehicle, the fact that it actually holds 2 characters I think is pretty awesome. And again, you can rotate the wheels up if you want him to have more of a skyward trajectory. But yeah, ultimately I think it's a pretty cool little vehicle. If I really wanted to kind of make it so he doesn't move, I could, put the hand down here on the handlebar. There we go. That looks pretty good. But yeah, very cool little vehicle. I feel like getting this vehicle and Master Chief with the accessory for $20 is actually a pretty good value. So I think this is a really nice set. I mean, the amount of detail packed into this mini vehicle is pretty astounding. From the paint applications for the UNSC and the logos to the paint wash or whatever they do to the metallic looking pieces to make them look kind of worn and metallic. Really, really well done. The fact that it can hold 2 figures. You have the different configurations for the wheels in the back I think is kind of neat. Just all around, it looks really sharp and I really like it. I think they did a really nice job with the Mongoose. Now, yes, it is a bit of a bummer that we're getting the same Master Chief figure you probably already have 2 or 3 of. If they're going to keep giving us Master Chief, if they could keep giving us like different battle damage, paint applications or something like that, because it was kind of nice to get that one with the Chieftain set where he did look a little different. He had those kind of like, laser blasts or whatever you want to call it, battle damage paint job, so that he looked a little different. You can tell those figures apart. But this one, the one that came with the Warthog and the one that came in that 3-pack with the 2 Marines, are all exactly the same, which is kind of a bummer. There are a lot of different Spartans from all the different games, and it would be nice that they could kind of start to pack in some others so we could kind of build an army of different Spartans. Even if they're not from the game, make up your own designs. I'd be fine with that. I just want to have an army of different looking Spartans. Now, of course, I understand. The face of Halo is Master Chief. He's the most iconic. You're going to want to put him in all these different sets. That way, anyone just picking up a set gets a Master Chief. I understand that. It's kind of like Batman with the Spin Master line. But at the same time, I do need some variety because I don't need any more Master Chief figures. Now, should you still pick up this set? I would. I think the Mongoose still looks good. I really do like the rocket launcher accessory. I think that's really nice. I love that it has the peg so it can peg onto his back. And again, it is a good figure. It's still a really good figure. It's just the fact that I think I already have 2 of them. So it would be nice to get something different, but it's still a good figure. It doesn't take away from the fact that this is a good toy. So I still think you should definitely pick this set up. Maybe if you're a customizer, you could paint some different effect pieces, or not effect pieces, but effect spots on him as battle damage or something like that. That's not really in my repertoire, but if you're someone who customizes figures, go ahead. Maybe that's a good reason to have 1 or 2 extra Master Chief figures, but I just would like some variety. But I still think the Mongoose is great, and overall, it's a good figure, so I still think picking up the set, I recommend. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.